welcome to Maximum Foods Inside Track. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you all had a nice relaxing break and back into it for 2026. Let's have a look and see what's happening in the dairy industry. We'll start with whole milk powder. The result last night on GDT took everyone by surprise. We did see a positive result last week of 1% on the GDT pulse, but up 7.5% last night on the GDT. So futures were predicting some firming in pricing, but we definitely didn't see that coming to that level. So the reason behind it, across the board demand was okay, but Middle East had bought almost double the volume of what they, or share of the volume that they normally purchase. So yeah, that market was quite hot last night on the auction, therefore just seeing that 7% correction. In terms of a longer term view, milk flow still was good for November, December in New Zealand, so there is still plenty of product on the shoulder of the season. So will that be a flash in the pan, or is that demand consistent? We're still seeing that buying pattern of hand to mouth, which can spark up these corrections quite easily on a fortnightly basis. So yeah, it's a bit either way at the moment. Supply still is good globally, especially in New Zealand and Australia, so there's plenty of milk powder around, but demand seems to be strong. Moving on to skim milk powder, like whole milk powder, we saw that correction last night, not as high, it was 5% uplift. However, the demand was a bit more equally shared across the regions. Not a lot to report about skim. It has been on that downward trajectory for the last 3 months, so a bit of an uptick there last night. Globally, supply is still quite healthy. Does last night's result show any longer term trends? I'm not sure, but yeah, it is still good value in skim at the moment. So yeah, it's still well below sort of 5-year averages. So yeah, a good time to buy. Having a look at butterfat, so butterfat continues to be the most volatile of the commodities over the last 2 years, and last night wasn't any different. So we saw a 7% uptick in AMF. So AMF had been relatively undervalued to butter there for the last 3 months, so it wasn't a big surprise that we saw that increase on last night's GDT. A lot of volume was stripped off the platform as well, so that did definitely bring in a lot of those short hand-to-mouth buyers. So we weren't as surprised with that increase. On the butter side of things, yeah, we've seen that downward trajectory for the last 6 months since July of 2025. So that's the first positive result. Is it the floor and the correction? Not too sure. Globally, EU and US butter is still quite soft. So yeah, bearish market conditions globally, but we did see that slight increase, increase of 3.8% last night. So yeah, a bit each way on butter at the moment. Still some good supply and hand-to-mouth demand. So yeah, I still believe that it's relatively bearish across the globe. Moving over to cheese, so status quo there with cheddar globally. Conditions in the US still bearish on the CME, and supply is still in abundance, some good export volumes globally. Domestically, the US coming into their finals football season, we do see some good demand conditions domestically, so that could soak up some excess cheese squeeze there and maybe drive pricing up. In the EU, yeah, like I said, not a lot of change there, still reasonably stable. Australia, New Zealand, a good balance as well. So yeah, the only thing really affecting globally is the excess of US cheese on the market, which is holding pricing down, but compared to the other commodities, things look reasonably stable. Finishing off with sweet whey and proteins. Sweet whey, not a lot of news, still quite a stable market. Some global demand picking up, so pricing stable to firm. On the protein, similar story again. The most bullish of all the commodities at the moment that want and demand for higher protein to supplement people's diets globally. That domestic demand in the US soaking up a lot of protein and therefore leaving the globe short in supply. So pricing at record highs and demand seems to be holding up at that price. So at those prices for PC and PI. So yeah, we haven't seen a correction yet. We thought we may see that just with these record prices, but that demand is still pulling through. So yeah, for the short to medium term, bullish conditions. Thanks very much for listening to today's Inside Track. I hope you have a great start to the year and looking forward to the year ahead.